Welcome back to episode 54 of the SuperMegaCast, also known as the SuperMega Podcast.
It's whatever.
I am one of your co-hosts. Did you just fucking interrupt my intro?
Listen, Ryan, I didn't mean to. I was saying that the name is kind of interchangeable. You can say SuperMegaCast or the SuperMega Podcast. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry. Please. I don't want to start this off on the wrong foot.
I'm Ryan McGee.
I'm Matt Watson.
No.
What?
No.
You're Ryan McGee.
And you're?
Ryan McGee.
Okay. Welcome back to the SuperMegaCast.
Hey guys, got lots of fun.
You're in the corner sweating, just like there's blood dripping from your head. Like, Ryan McGee. My name's Ryan McGee.
My name is Ryan McGee. I'm the smaller co-host of this podcast with Ryan McGee. I had a dream that Shigeru Miyamoto was my father, and he was a deadbeat dad, and he was homeless, and he had no money, and I was.
Was he wearing like a tank top?
No, he
like
was
a
just
wife beater.
No, he was just wearing regular Shigeru Miyamoto clothing, but he was my dad. I don't know why. He was my dad. He barely spoke any English, but I remember he came to me one day in the streets and he told me that what did he say? He was like, I'm sorry I haven't been there for you, and it was like very weirdly emotional. And then I pulled out my wallet and he saw that I had like a couple dollar bills, and he got tears in his eyes. And Shigeru Miyamoto was like, I need money. So I told him, I said, Dad, I'll take you to the ATM and I'll get you some cash, okay? I want to help you out. So we're on our way to the ATM, and he just goes batshit. He goes berserk. And he runs under an underpass, and he starts smashing a bunch of bottles and throwing shit around. And I remember screaming, like, Dad, stop! Dad, stop! I'm trying to help you!
And you loved him in your dream.
I did, yeah. He was my dad. And he's breaking shit, and I knew that the cops were going to come and arrest my father when I was trying to help him out. And I remember I started even screaming, like, stop. I started screaming Miyamoto-san, stop, in Japanese. But I got a few more dreams for you. Actually, this is the last one I have for you, Ryan. Welvin the Great, you know him, D's Nuts guy.
Is that what he's from?
Yeah, he's from D's Nuts, believe it or not. That's his breakout role.
Didn't know that.
He was at a family outing, like my family was having at a beach house. He was just there. And my family was leaving. We were just like leaving early. And Welvin was out on the front porch. And I was like, see you later, Welvin. And he grabbed my arm and like pulled me in. And then he did this like, he started performing this kind of like, in my dream, he called it an energy transference. But he was doing like one of those like alternative medicine, like energy bullshit things. And
he was charging his crystals.
Essentially, yeah. He was like casting energy into me. And I was like really uncomfortable. And my family was like, what's going on? And I was like, I don't know. I don't know what he's doing. And then he like did it. And then he like mumbled some words. And then I left. And I just remember telling my family, like, I don't know what the hell he was like. Why did he do that? So those are my dreams.
If you were in Nazi Germany, you'd go right along.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So?
I follow
orders, dude.
So?
Just following orders.
I didn't know what was happening.
Dude, if it's my job and my higher up tells me to do something,
you just do it. No questions asked.
That's what you do in a job. If you were a politician, Ryan, what would your platform like? What would be your campaign slogan?
Let's create a stink.
Oh, I want to see the bumper stickers now. Like McGee 2020. Let's create a stink.
Let's make a stink. I think that rolls better.
Let's make a stink.
Let's make a stink.
Let's make a stinky.
Jake Paul's a fucking cock. So.
Okay, Ryan, you don't gotta be so mean to the boy.
Jake Paul, smell this, big boy. Ah, take that and whiff it.
There go all our sponsors right out the Ow, I got a shooting pain in my chest.
How's that Disney Channel flow, Jake? Flowing through your nostrils.
I gave Ryan a copy of Shane Dawson's book, and I signed it from Shane Dawson and gave it to him.
I thought he signed it for me. I'm like, wait, do you think did Shane Dawson really sign this book?
One day he opened it, he was like, wait, what's this? And it was like, I went on Wikipedia, I went on something, I got Shane Dawson's signature, I tried to imitate it with a pen, or I was like, dude, did he sign this? It was like, thanks for the support, Shane.
Do you think if like the three of us all co-authored a Minecraft like 40-page novel, we could get it published? Is that possible?
Yes,
That's
absolutely.
easy money.
We should totally do that.
Let's do it.
Why wouldn't we do that?
It's so easy. Like if these guys can do it and go by like a pseudonym, then we could easily do it. Go by our real names. I'll put my real name on a Minecraft fanfiction.
I'll put my real name on Minecraft fanfiction.
I'll do it. Let's seriously. Let's write a book together. Let's write a Minecraft fanfiction together and get it published. And the moment it's in Barnes and Noble, we do a meet and greet and sign all.
Yeah, like a signing at the Glendale Barnes and Noble.
Do you think if we actually pushed it the best we could, we can make it a New York Times bestseller? Because it's apparently not hard to get.
It's not difficult to be.
If we can make that a New York Times bestseller, that'll be like the greatest accomplishment I've ever.
Yeah, let's do it, dude.
Please, I'm serious.
No, I love that.
100%.
100%.
That I lost to What Are the Odds once, right? To like, what did I have to masturbate to? I didn't actually end up.
You
going
didn't
through
have
with
to
it.
do it. What was it? You had to masturbate to, I think, Chris Chan.
Oh yeah.
You had to masturbate to like one of the gash, the unclip.
God.
I lost it at like 100. I didn't. I told him like, Ryan, I can't do that. I'm sorry. So, luckily that didn't have to happen. But
we had a rule that we never followed, which is like if we never did it, you'd have to stick a Sharpie up your butt.
now that just sounds, because that's just the two of us. That just sounds really homoerotic.
I know, dude.
If you don't, you gotta stick this up your butt.
You're gonna stick my finger up your asshole,
dude. You gotta kiss me on the lips.
Dude, I'll put a condom on, but like I have to stick my wiener in you.
Just between my ass cheeks. It's not. It's just part of the joke.
Odds are I actually do it though.
10. Sure, you want to go higher? 10. It's part of the game, dude.
Let's do 2, dude.
Because then it gets done either way. Mom, skip ahead 2 minutes. One time, I was driving home from somewhere at night, and I had a big old boner, guys. It was a big boner this time.
It changed the size of your penis?
Yeah, like by times 0.3. Anyways, so I stopped on a back road and I jacked off.
That's how you get murdered.
Yeah. Then a cop pulled behind me and his lights came
Really?
on. Yep. But I was like, fuck, he caught me masturbating. But he was just wondering why a car was turned off in front of a stop sign.
Just masturbating, officer.
All right.
He's like, what's wrong? I'm like, I think my car stalled out. He's like, oh, okay.
Ryan and I got into an Uber with this Armenian guy. And he started like talking to us. The first thing he said, like, we get in the car and this like woman walks by. What was she? Large barrel-chested woman. And he's like, "Oh, she got the high beams on." I was like, "Huh?" He's like, "The high beams." And he pointed. I was like, "Oh, yeah." And I just kind of like awkwardly laughed along. And the whole drive, he started talking about really sexual stuff. And he was
women, they talk, but they fuck.
Yeah, he was like, he's like, "Man, you know, the smartphone is the greatest invention, man, because you got." You know, girls in real life, they talk and they get up in your face and argue, and you gotta buy them shoes. But with the smartphone, you got them on a screen, you got millions of them. And you get weird shit, like you get women with dicks. And I was like, all right. And Ryan was just like, yes, sex.
There's a whole video recording, like audio recording.
Ryan was like, oh, sex, yes. And the guy was like, yeah. I think the one I laughed the hardest at was we were at a Japanese restaurant with one of our friends, and Franklin, right?
Yeah.
And he was like, Ryan, what are the odds that you have to go into, like, we're waiting for our food to come. He's like, what are the odds you have to go into the bathroom and masturbate to completion in this Japanese restaurant? And Ryan was like, 2. No.
No, I said like 10.
No, it was out of like 10.
Yeah.
You lost, and then you were like, all right, what are the odds, Franklin? You do it. And he said out like 100 or something.
Yep.
And then it said the same number. And he's like, damn it. And he's there with his like fiance. So he's like, well, he gets up and leaves and goes into the bathroom. And he's gone for like 15, 20 minutes. And then he comes back.
No. Then we all get a Snapchat.
Yeah, we get a Snapchat
of cum inside of the toilet bowl to prove that he actually came into.
He went into this bathroom stall in a Japanese restaurant and masturbated to completion, all because he lost the what are the odds. Like, he went through with it. I was dying of laughter. Like, I couldn't finish my food. It was just too funny.
What if he just came? What if it was just like 20 minutes and then you just hear like, ah! 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 It just like runs. There's like blood all over.
But he said like another Snapchat.
What happened? I don't know. It just fucking happened. I don't know. What do you mean it just fucking happened? I don't know. It just happened. That's just the same fucking thing.
One time I forgot my tent and I had to sleep under.
Wait, hold on. You went camping? You forgot your tent?
Because I thought they were providing them. It was with Venture Crew. It was with Venture Crew, and I just assumed they were providing them. And they're like, no, you had to bring your own little personal one. Or there just wasn't enough room for me. It was something I didn't have a tent ready. Maybe
The whole camp has like one big tent. It's like, you gotta use it outside.
So I had to sleep with just my normal sleeping bag. This wasn't one that I could go fully into. I had to sleep in a normal sleeping bag under a picnic table while it was raining.
Under a picnic table while it's raining?
Yeah, it was awful.
That sounds like some homeless.
Doesn't sound
level,
like it even worked. Did
you get wet?
Yeah, I got wet, but I had to like bunch up in my sleeping bag, and then it stopped raining, and I woke up early in the morning, and I felt horrible, and then I got sick.
Yeah, see that?
Can you?
That sucks, man.
So every morning they'd have like volunteer students or whatever go and kind of like he's a puppet, and so they'd pretend to be him, and it'd be like, "Hey kids, today for lunch we're having milk, pudding, green beans, and meatloaf," and then like that would be what the kids would do.
Did the puppet have a name?
What?
Did the puppet have a name?
Crocky the crocodile.
Crocky the
So original.
I think that was it.
So
correct me if
creative.
I'm wrong, River Springs alumni. So this would play out throughout the elementary school. This was live. This was live broadcasted to River Springs.
On those little CRT
Yeah,
TVs.
because all the kids, it would be their favorite part of the day almost. It would be like, oh, what are we having for lunch? And, oh, we don't have to learn anything. Let's just watch Crocky. And tell us what's for lunch. And one time it was my turn. I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. And so in the middle of kind of starting it, I realized that they didn't have the right menu. And I didn't know what to say. And they're like, no, not that menu. And I was like, hey, kids, today we're having milk. And then I just stopped, and then I took it off and ran away. and then the adult had to finish it, and I went and cried because I was so embarrassed of my. Because like the thing is, to helm the Crocky puppet, was
big
this
responsibility.
No, like when you're that age, like it's a huge responsibility. You're like, I'm Crocky.
That is big.
Every kid in the school is watching me.
Crippled by fear and self-doubt.
I wish I had that footage somewhere, like a VHS recording of the little green puppet freezing up and just, today we're having when you stuttered, did you move the mouth to go with the stutters?
I don't know. I think I just went limp.
So you had a stroke. Call an ambulance. My high school had or middle school and high school had a thing similar to that where they would broadcast a morning news program to the school. And I just remember there was this kid, I think he was a freshman, and he was doing it one day. And he said this not knowing what it meant, but he was like, all right, SOA, which that was my school, was SOA. He was like, all right, SOA, get out there, study hard, and bust a nut. And he had no idea what it meant. Like, he clearly didn't know what it meant. But I just remember watching that live.
I love your voice
school.
for the guy. And bust a nut.
And I just remember everyone was like silent, like, what? What did he just say?
Bust a nut.
It's not the most amazing thing ever. I don't know.
I'm just saying it's a good theater
Yeah.
experience.
Okay. So yeah.
I'm not saying we're watching the crucifixion of Christ here.
Right. Yeah. It's a good theater.
Although
you need a good theater experience for that.
It would look fantastic in this theater.
Oh, the art
and
light?
sound great.
Oh yeah. Well,
Whoosh! Ah!
I think.
Ryan.
Donald Trump has AIDS.
There you go.
Ryan, you know that the Secret Service might come knocking on our door for putting that in our podcast.
Well, each and every one of the Secret Service members can come and give me fucking blowjobs. And the NSA can come and fuck my dog as I watch.
I just want to say that, going on the record, I don't, I'm not related to anything he's saying right now. I don't approve.
And then Matt will
No, no.
Probably have to actually cut this out.
To the NSA.
Who knows?
I'm a big fan, so I would never.
Especially when he's
never do anything like Ryan. Ryan, I would never do anything like that.
My
Ryan?
Do you think I could, just get laid through my laugh?
Absolutely.
Like if I ordered a hooker, and then I'm like, sorry, I don't have my money, and then I was like, but I have this, and then I went. Then she'd be like, oh my God, no need. And then she'd leave.
No, she wouldn't leave.
Her pimp would come up and be like, yo, what the fuck? And I'll be like, oh. and then he'd be like, damn, okay, we straight. And then he'd leave. Leonardo DiCaprio and What's Eating Gilbert Grape.
I haven't seen it.
It's really good. Like, my stepmom said that when she first saw that movie, she didn't know who Leonardo DiCaprio was, and she thought that they actually hired a real mentally challenged person to play the role.
Leonardo
A
DiCaprio
real
is-
life. The way I worded it sounds like they get him from a cage or something. Hey, we need to
Come on out, boy.
we need to order one of them mentally challenged kids.
We got a roll for you. Well, Leonardo DiCaprio is mentally challenged. Have you seen the way he goes on about global warming being real?
Climate change? Come on. Of course it's warming. That's what the Earth does, you
It's
nincompoop.
natural, you dummies.
You dumb, bogus
You
piece of
dranguses.
liberal
I'm going to see Rich Chiga in November in LA, so if you're going to that and you have tickets, maybe I'll see you there.
If you get a picture with him,
I will get a picture with him. That's part of the ticket I got.
yeah, you're gonna get when you get a picture with him, post it on Twitter and then be like, "Hey, verify me."
I'll say, hey man, thanks for personally inviting me to come see your show. Cool talk we had backstage.
I told you that. I told you like okay, we'll do it again for the podcast. Matt, what are the odds after you take that picture, you tweet at him and you try to make it come across as though like you're his friend?
Yeah, like he personally invited me.
Yeah.
Okay, 20, because I don't.
Okay.
I,
Okay.
I'm a big fan
Ready?
of him.
Here we go.
Okay, yeah.
1, 2, 3, 13.
Fuck!
Yes!
No!
Yes!
No!
Yes!
No!
Yes! Like you have to crop it in just to like.
No!
Yes.
It's gonna make me look like a fool. Gonna make me look like a fucking idiot.
I was about to say 14, but then I went to 13.
So was I, but I said 13.
So I call an Uber from work because I was like, Matt can have the Fiat to
Thanks,
drive
dude.
home. Blah, blah, blah.
You're a real bro.
Thanks. But I order the Uber, and this guy pulls up, and so I get in the back seat, and I see there's like a children's drawing in the back seat. And I'm like, okay, I'll move this. So I pick it up and I move it over, and he turns back because he hears like me rummaging with something. He's like, and I'm like, oh no, I'm sorry, I'm moving this, so I don't step on it and ruin it. He goes, oh, my son wanted me to give this to his friend. Shit. Then he like picked it up and looked at it and just stared at it for a long time and just was like, then he like set it, like threw it to the side. He's like, then he did that thing where like, I don't know how to explain this movement. He puts his hand over his brow.
Over his furrowed brow.
Yeah. And he's like, then he starts hitting his steering wheel. He's like, just, I'm like, what the fuck? And he turns back and he's like, I'm sorry. It just going through some stuff with my wife right now.
Very good friend of ours, Kim Jong-un, just recently launched a ballistic missile over the island of Japan.
Did you see that he wrote our name on the missile?
Yeah, that was so nice.
I know. Like, I wasn't expecting that. And when I saw like the enhanced footage of the missile launch, I was actually like, it was sweet. So
Yeah, that actually completely took me by surprise. I was not expecting him to go as far as to write our names on that missile. But Kim, we know you're a fan, so thank you for that. We really do appreciate that. How shocked would you be if they made like a new Mr. Bean movie and you went and saw it? In the final scene, like the movie's all goofy and fun, and the final scene is Mr. Bean being like ripped to shreds by like orangutans.
like, and it's like realistically violent.
And he's like,
shit.
he's got like his face. It's no longer like goofy expressions. It's pure fear, and he's screaming, and his limbs are getting ripped off, and the movie ends.
He goes, and he opens the door. Oh, and then he opens the door. And then he goes, oh. He looks over. He sees the gorillas, and they're like, ooh.
And they just barrel at him and grab him. He's like, "Fuck!" And
He's like, he's being ripped apart. Just
and you can see like cameramen and DPs like running and shit, like freaking out. And then the movie ends.
that would be the perfect ending to
The Mr. Bean franchise.
to like the finale. Like that's how you end Mr.
Like
Bean.
all of Mr. Bean, the overarching story of Mr. Bean's life is he gets killed by gorillas.
You're in a dark cell. Okay. Like there's wind blowing, there's an owl.
How is there wind blowing and an owl inside a dark cell?
Because cells have bars. And like, have you ever
Is it
seen
outside?
that you can see the outside? You have little bars. You have a little cup and you're going clink, clank, clank, clunk, clunk on the bars or whatever.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And so they bring in the most attractive Japanese girl you've ever seen.
Okay.
They stand her before you. And then they bring in this small child in a wheelchair.
Ryan.
You're handed a 50 caliber sniper rifle.
Why's it got to be such a high caliber?
They had nothing else. This is what they found. You have to point it and pull the trigger and blow the brains out of one of these people.
Why are you putting me in this situation on the podcast?
Who do you kill?
Ryan, I came in here to laugh and have a good time.
Just tell me.
I don't know, dude.
You don't know?
I can't decide these things.
These are two people. Their lives matter.
Well, I can't kill a kid in a wheelchair.
So you're gonna kill the Asian girl, the most attractive Asian woman you've ever seen.
Okay, Ryan. If after I do this, let's say I shoot the wheelchair person.
Yeah.
I don't want to say kid because that sentence just sounds too awful to say.
Yeah.
I shoot the wheelchair kid. Let's say after I do this, does this girl like can she become my wife and we live happily ever after?
Yeah, like she is the love of your life. You just don't know it yet. Of course you know it. Like in this situation, you don't know it, but like, actually that's unfair. But okay, you do know it. She's the love of your life. You know, from the moment you see her, it's like, whoa, there's something about this girl. You're gonna spend the rest of you would have 2 beautiful children with her.
Well, like
She's not your wife yet.
if I
In your mind,
but here's the thing.
In your mind, she's like the perfect thing.
If I knew right in that moment that she was going to be like my future, I would choose the kid in the wheelchair to shoot because
Yeah, but 50% of Americans make that decision and they end up getting divorced. They go, "Oh, you're the love of my life."
Yeah, but I'm not going to marry the kid in the wheelchair.
So you're basing everything on who you could.
My
so just
future,
because
man.
you can't,
I'm trying to plan
So just
my
because you
future.
can't have sex with the kid in the wheelchair, you're gonna kill him?
This hypothetical has just gone down a road that is.
Just asking. It seems to be what it's based on, man.
Well, now you're making it sound like I'm gonna kill the kid in the wheelchair because I can't have sex with him.
that's what
you turn it
you're
into.
saying.
You turned it into that.
No, I'm not. That's what happened.
Sex does not play a
You
role
brought
in
up.
this.
You brought up the fact.
Sex does not play a role in this.
Matt, you brought up the fact. Am I gonna?
Well,
like,
I'm thinking about my
marry her?
future,
Am I
dude.
gonna
If she's gonna
marry
be my-
her?
if she's
Why
gonna
are
be
you
the love
thinking
of my
about your
life?
future? These.
The coolest thing about gorillas, man, is they can hold machine guns and smoke cigarettes.
When did you see that?
That's just a thing.
That's
just a thing they do. That's a fact, dude. Look that one up. But
they can't though.
yes, yeah. That movie's terrifying. And plus, I like Finn a lot. Finn's a cool dude.
Hi, Georgie.
I'd love to get Finn on this podcast. So
Finn,
if you
no, we already did that test where we told him to tweet something out and he didn't tweet it.
Did we do that?
So he's not a true fan.
Fuck you, Finn.
Finn, you hear that? You're public enemy number 1 to SuperMega.
Fuck, piece of shit.
We're gonna string you up by your toes and fillet you.
I'm a barbecue that boy. Yeah, but
I'm sure his parents would love hearing this.
Gonna get like an angry call.
press charges. They're threatening you. I guess that's his dad.
Yeah, that's his dad. I just realized how truly special this podcast is. Like our podcast in general, just like talk about like taking shits and stuff. I just realized how many people out there are just like,
Or just listening.
like
to this.
like they listen for like the rest of the content, but then like that stuff comes on, they're like, huh.
That's interesting.
All right, well,
Okay.
Ryan told me about an explosive shit he took.
Yeah, right
Huh.
after they said they feel bad for all the people that are suffering through Hurricane Harvey, they lead directly into talking about
Cheaper by the
shit.
dozen ripoffs and explosive shits.
I had a rough night.
What happened?
Stayed up,
Stayed up?
watched Narcos,
Stayed up watching Narcos?
and then I stayed up doing bad boy stuff.
Did Bad Boy? Hold on. What? Hold on, everyone. I'll be right back. What Bad Boy stuff did you do?
I watched both Bad Boys 1 and 2 in a row, and then I watched them again backwards.
Imagine if you really did that last night.
I watched Bad Boys 1, then 2, then 1 again.
Oh, I thought you meant like you watched
Yeah,
1 and
Bad
2.
Boys 1, then 2, then 2, then 1. That's what I meant.
I thought you meant you watched Bad Boys 1, Bad Boys 2, and then you watched Bad Boys 1 and 2 backwards. Like fully backwards. When God was in the character creator making humans, he forgot to untick the box that said conduct electricity.
Well, I mean, we originally came from microscopic organisms at the bottom of the ocean
No.
that eventually, due to evolution,
No, you're wrong. Shut the fuck up, dude.
was able to go on land.
You're wrong.
And lay its eggs on land.
There's a billboard in Glendale that's like an anti-evolution billboard.
not real.
Yeah, it's got the man evolving from like the monkey graph, and it's got a big X over it, and it's like, learn the truth, call this number. I'd like to call it and actually see what they got to say. What if I call it jokingly and I'm on the phone for like an hour and I come back and I'm like, Ryan, I know you're gonna laugh at me, but evolution's not real, man. I listened to it and I've become enlightened.
I'm like, what do you believe in? Well, the genie from Aladdin created Adam and Eve. Just replace God with the genie and then see how the Bible reads.
Ryan, say that shit.
I just think it would be goofy. Imagine the genie from Aladdin, like coming back as in human form as Jesus Christ and
You
shit.
still have Robin Williams' voice?
Yeah.
Dude, I would like for you to play Igor in like a live action Igor remake.
I could do it.
Yeah, you do a good job.
Do you have a higher chance of getting pregnant if you do a handstand after a guy comes inside of you? Matt, no looking at hurricanes.
Dang it, Mom! I need to track this one!
Until you're done with your homework.
Hey, you're supposed to be turn off that Japanese music. I hear that.
I hear that. Hey! It's Fat Albert. On a cross near you.
Coming soon to a cross near you.
Jesus Christ. Is that how they advertise Jesus' crucifixion?
Like a fucking like movie trailer.
Yeah, they just had Roman guards saying that like in the front of like well-established businesses.
This Sunday,
Sunday!
watch your Messiah become crucified.
That's when the date pops up, like it pops up.
Oh man, I'm sorry, Mom. I am sorry. Oh.
But this has been a great podcast.
Yeah, it's
Don't
been fun.
forget, moms out there, to send in your application.
But guys, thank you so much for listening. This has been episode 59. Next episode is...
What the fuck? What the fuck?